Hey guys, I got this DJI Avata 360. Just want to talk about it a little bit because there's a lot of stuff floating around in reviews and stuff. It's really fun. It's great. Just want to talk about a couple of things that are definitely different with this drone, why it's great for some things and why it's definitely not for everybody. So, first of all, this is a very inexpensive drone in my opinion. The DJI came out with, obviously not available in the US, but you can get it on eBay and stuff. Just the drone is under 500 bucks, which is pretty great. I used to have the Neo 2, I believe, which is a first person view drone, which right from the bat, I usually talk about drones for photography, cinematography, and I always talk about highest image quality. Now, that's one thing that I didn't really like about the Neo, that the image quality is good, but it's not made for the highest image quality. Now, this is very similar in that this is not made for image quality. Obviously, it is a 360 drone, which means 180 camera, 180 camera. And we can see right away that this is one of the things. So, it starts out like that, and then once you start to fly, it goes into this mode, which pretty much picks up everything above it and everything below it and stitches an image together inside. It doesn't see the drone itself, which is pretty much magical. I did do a video that I put up. It's a 360 video, so you can watch it on YouTube and actually move around, and you'll move around the actual area. Now, the place where I filmed that at was one of the first places. It's a creek, and it's one of the first things that I tried when I got my first drone. I flew in there. It's really tight. It's really narrow. And I hit a couple of branches. Drone fell in the water, and went for a bath, which wasn't great. This is one thing that I really liked about the Neo and drones in general. If they have the built-in protector guards, which is great, because as you can see in the video, and I'm going to post a link in here so you can check that out. I actually do hit a couple of branches and a couple of leaves, and it just keeps on going. I really do like that because, again, to go back to this, these lenses are 180 degrees, so they're like fisheye lenses, 180, 180, 360. So you have to get really close to kind of get a nice feel of what the area is. Otherwise, everything is really far away. Now, that's the first thing, because I'm talking about image quality with this. It says 8K, which, of course, it's 8K for this entire thing. And I like to think about this as when you shoot with this, you're kind of shooting a crystal ball around you, and you're on the inside. So for anyone just wanting to shoot some pictures, like photos or quick video, this is not the drone at all, because this is, you fly through and then you go into the software, and then you kind of put together your thing, because you're, like I said, inside this glass sphere, or whatever you want to call it, inside this ball, and then you just pick and choose a frame or a direction that you want to use. So if you zoom in or something, I mean, you're zooming in on 8K, which, don't. This is not, if you don't really zoom in, image quality is okay, and again, you can see that in the thing. But if you're looking for, I think it has a photo mode. I wouldn't even use it because it's kind of pointless. Because again, you're shooting, you know, photo mode in 180, and then you crop into something. It doesn't make any sense. Like there's other drones out there. Whoa, I gotta make sure I put this down again. Otherwise, you put it down on the lens. For example, this one, I think this is one of the most underrated drones out there. Really great quality. Auto start, you don't even need a controller. You can control it from your iPhone or with like just hands, but it has everything you need. I mean, it has you know, all the tracking, all the fun stuff, all the, you know, shots and everything, and it has a pretty good sensor. It has D-Log, and I think D-Log aim, which same thing as this. But it's really inexpensive, and it shoots great stuff. So if you want something simple and you know, for photos, videos, and that does all the fun stuff with tracking and easy to use, this is a great option. I know that DJI came out today with 2 more drones, which are not going to be available in the US, of course, which pretty much do similar stuff to this. And again, there's 2 things. If I want pictures and video quick and just straight off the drone, this is the thing. If you want pictures and videos straight off the drone, this is absolutely not your drone at all. Like, at all. This is for, I want to fly around and I want to see, you know, and people, there's this misconception of, I'm just going to fly this around and then I'm going to just crop into it and track, and that doesn't really work either, because again, the 8K, once you get into the nitty gritty of it and you just reframe and zoom in and blah, 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 it's going to look terrible. So the way to do this is to pretty much, you still have to do a lot of planning with this to get really close. It does have, you know, all the sensors and everything on it, which if you get close enough, like I said in that, you know, when I flew in that creek, I had to turn it off. I had to turn everything off, because it's just, you need to get really close in order to get a normal view of what's happening, so it's not too far away. So you have to pretty much turn all the sensors off, and it has a lot of sensors on it. So if you just want to fly around, it's great. Again, I don't think that that's what this really is made for. I'm not sure it makes a lot of sense to do that. So there's a couple of things that people have pointed out. One is obviously 2 cameras. So you, in order to make a 360 image, the image is stitched together. Now, I got a couple of warnings when I flew this. I flew it really slowly, because one of the things you can tell right now, this drone, because the propellers are pretty small, so it reacts pretty fast. It is kind of like a first-person view drone in the way that it looks and the way it flies, it handles, the way it reacts. So when you go forward, it goes this way. It just tilts forward. When it brakes, it just brakes. So there's a lot of this going on. When that happens, the stitching, I feel like the stitching gets thrown off, because this axis, I feel like it doesn't react fast enough. So I think they're going to, I'm pretty sure they're going to come out with firmware updates and everything. They already did once, which improved stitching. But that definitely is an issue. When I flew, again, there was a lot of sun coming down, so I got a lot of warnings about stitching and how this isn't going to look good and everything. I think it's fine. I do notice a couple of things, and you guys can look at the video and check it out. You'll see, I mean, there's a ton of detail. I'm really close. Now, when you bring this drone in to land it, and you land it on your hand, pretty much every time that stitching goes straight through my face, and my face is messed up. So I can tell you that right now, that happens. And I can probably show you some of that on the. I'll show you some images to explain that better. There is one other thing. This is obviously pretty much an action camera mounted on a drone. That's pretty much what it is. So an action camera, obviously, you shoot this way. One camera forward, one camera back. Or one lens forward, one back, which is okay. Now this shoots one up, one down. Now we know in general that the best area of a lens is the middle area, right? Not the corner areas. Those are the weakest points of the lens. So when you shoot this way and you stitch that together, you're really stitching together two of the corner areas of these two lenses, which are extreme wide angle lenses. So they're not going to be that great anyway, but that is really where your image is, right in front of you. So you're really always, I mean, you're not going to fly this and look at the sky or look at the ground down below all the time when you know, that's not why you're flying this thing. So what you're seeing right here, that's actually the weakest optical point on those lenses, plus they're stitched together. So not ideal. Same thing, obviously, when you go backwards, you know, it's the same thing here. But that is one thing, I don't know how that, you know, I'm sure that can't be avoided, because obviously you have the lenses going up and down. Yeah, I don't know, make a third one on the front to kind of stitch that in as well. I guess that's all in life, in real time, that's difficult. So that's definitely one of the things. I mean, again, image quality from what I've seen is for what it does, and if you don't stretch it, like I said, you don't zoom in, you don't, you know, crop in, it's very good. Its dynamic range seems to be very good. I think there's a new sensor in here that I don't think the Neo had this sensor. That sensor looks like it's fantastic. Dynamic range is great. I like the rendering. I like the grain. I mean, as always with DJI, you have to turn down the sharpness and everything. Colors look very good. This is a really interesting thing, and it kind of made me think about where photography and video and everything is going anyway, because this has so much computing power in it, and we're looking at something that is, you know, shoot it and then reframe and then work your final output from that initial shoot. And again, there is also that misconception that, you know, oh, you just shoot and then you do it all after. Yes, you have to do a lot of stuff after when you're done flying, because again, this is all done in software afterwards, and you're going to spend a lot of time getting your videos ready with this thing. It's super fun. It's great. It's a different way of shooting, but you have to plan ahead in a different way, I guess. So yeah, it's a different way of shooting. I think it's great. And it kind of points the way to where we're going in general with photography and videography, because so much depends on where you're going to show your final result. And if that final result is on, you know, social media or YouTube, then the quality is just, you look at different things. I mean, in my opinion, the 360 videos on YouTube, that's incredible. I mean, it's mind-boggling. And you, again, look at the video of the creek, you sit there and then you turn and your field of view turns with you. You know, you go up and down and you see everything in real time. I mean, it's incredible. So it's a lot of fun. It's something different, you know, it's very different than making big prints, which is fun too. But this is not, again, it has a photo mode. Yeah, don't, like, if you want to take quick videos, if you want to do, if you track yourself or something like that, get something like this. It's great. It works. Has better battery life too. This battery life I'm not too impressed with. It's less than 20 minutes, which is doable. It's okay. I wish it was a little more, especially if you're flying into, again, I'm going to use this to fly into things that I don't see the drone anymore. So I'm going to be flying into areas where I, have to rely on my goggles or the remote. And then they might be tight areas, which means the return to home is going to be impacted as well. Again, I have to turn the sensors and everything off, so it's a little sketchy when you go even 10 minutes one direction. Actually, you can't go 10 minutes one direction because it's not going to be able to come back. Something to think about, So anyway, I really think this is amazing for what it does. Again, if you want to fly a drone to have fun and take some pictures and get some video of yourself doing whatever, don't get this at all. You're gonna hate it because the video is not gonna look as good, and you're gonna hate all the post-production that has to be done. This is pre-planning, shooting, which is pretty easy. For example, and then post-production. So one of the things about, I don't know if you guys have ever flown first-person view. So when you fly, and I really like to fly this really slowly, as you can see, but even when you fly slowly, and especially with these small things too, every movement can get kind of jerky, even if you slow down the remotes and everything. One of the things with, again, going in post-production, it's really easy to just add keyframes in this and just smooth out your movements because, again, you are shooting everything, so it's easy to reframe that and to recenter the frame afterwards in post and do it that way. Obviously, can't do it with this because once the movement's made, this is it. This is your frame. So yeah. Hope that helped. Again, check out the video that I put up. It's really fun. I recommend this drone for what it is because it is such a unique thing. I think we're going to see a lot of stuff like that coming out in the future, and we're going to see a lot of content shot with this kind of thing coming out, and it's going to be it's just a totally new level of what we can get visually, and that's why I think it's really amazing. And at the price, this is like, DJI really is killing it right now. I'm not going to get into the political things about why we can't get them in the US because I think it's just stupid. Seems like it's a money grab from certain people. But the fact that you can have, this drone and the, Mavic 4 for image quality and whatever, and you can have one controller and bind them to every single drone and have one drone for fun stuff, simple images, one drone for literally cinematic, or amazing photos, and then this thing to shoot something that's completely different. And it all is in the same ecosystem. It all works together. It all grades well together. It all edits well together. That's really cool. The DJI Studio app that you pretty much need for this. I know you can do it on the iPhone and iPad as well, but the Studio app is, I think that's pretty much the way to go. It's pretty good. There's a couple of things that are, but it's free. It works well. It hasn't crashed on me or anything. So again, something you're going to need. So I hope this helps you guys, and Thanks for watching.